Hola y gracias por acompañarnos en un nuevo
Hello and welcome to our show, El Mundo, the World, and today we're going to talk to Dr. Michael Lightman about the end of the American dream. This is the point that we want to delve deeper into from the point of view of unemployment and all of the implications that it has on immigrants that in the past decades massively immigrated to the United States. Dr. Lightman, I'm with you. Norma, thank you. In the past decades, immigrants from all over the world came to the United States in search of the American dream to improve their life. For many Latinos, it was really a way out of torture, political persecution, and poverty, and they went through many dangers even in order to cross the border. And today there are about 60 million Latinos in the United States that are about 18% of the general population in the United States, which is double as much as in the 80s. Now, many of them experienced the American dream on themselves. They saw it come true. Now, we see this economical crisis. What will be the new reference point? Dr. Lightman, what will their fate be? What will their fate be? I don't know what to tell you. Sure, their fate will be much worse than that of the Americans themselves because they're less established. On the other hand, they're people that can be satisfied with little and they don't demand as much as the Americans do. I think that they will get along. I think so. The Latinos, they have, from what I understand, they have an ability to get along in places where others find it hard. They don't demand much. They're willing to be satisfied with little. They don't run from hard work. They also have the desire to help others like them. They have the desire to help each other. And I think that they will be able to survive. From what I know about them, I think they can do it. But life's going to be hard. Times are going to be hard. The Americans, all in all, will suffer dearly because the entire American dream is coming to an end and everything is falling apart. Norma, so this is exactly what I want to ask about the Hispanics in the United States. They're influenced the most by unemployment, but there's another element, which is unemployment in Latin America in general as a result of the corona pandemic. There is a peak of unemployment in the entire area, and they also think that it will influence the amounts of money sent by Hispanics from the United States to their families in the Latino countries, which really helped economies there. And in 2019, it increased by 8.2%. Every year, there are about $100 billion sent from the United States to the Latin American continent. So what's going to happen? We see that there is strong social pressure in Latin America. They won't be able to immigrate to the United States. Dr. Lightman, even if they will be able to make it to the United States, I don't think that they'll be able to get along there anymore because everything's full. There are no workplaces. There's a real problem. If in the past people lived off finding something in the street, today that's over. I don't think that there is a point for South Americans to move in the direction of North America. The main thing that those that are already there, for them to be able to settle in. Now, about the world, I don't think that in the direction of continuing with the same lifestyle as before. But what will happen is that we will have to create new social systems where everyone has to receive really what they need in order to live their life, and all the rest they're simply conceding it to the benefit of society, and this way everyone will be able to live and survive, and without outbreaks of riots and so on. I think that this is how it's going to be, because we simply have no other way. There's nothing to make a living off. There's no direction to develop in. We will see that the entire world is really going in the direction of decreasing everything that they had before. Norma, if so, we're entering a new stage where every country has to take care of its own stability. Maybe there will be less of a flow of immigrants. Dr. Leitman, that's for sure. But every country that takes care of itself, it understands that also it has no choice. It can't spend so much money like it did before on weapons, on police, on all of these things. It will have to allocate this money to more social causes, to society. Norma, so how can we use this point of crisis that we're in order to reach a good transformation? Dr. Leitman, to simply understand that we have no choice, that here we have to build a new regime, a new system, educational system, health system, social system, very strong social system. That the main thing is to survive. The main thing is to bring everyone to a normal standard of living. Not more and not less than what we need in order to meet our basic needs. The main thing is, first and foremost, for everyone to have what they need. And we have no choice. We'll have to bring ourselves to an understanding that only the connection between us and mutually helping each other will save us. Norma, today there are 41 million unemployed in Latin America due to the pandemic. The question is in relation to the countries themselves, governments. Who's responsible to support the public, the population? Dr. Leitman, I didn't exactly understand the question. Norma, who is responsible to support the unemployed people now? You're saying that everyone has to have something that they can exist by in order to prevent social riots and so on. So the system of social support, whose responsibility is it? It's the government's responsibility, or together with private companies? Dr. Leitman, private companies, you mean where that the public and the government sustain them, meaning that it doesn't come exactly in return for money, but also that people care and want for these different kinds of systems to exist, and they build them, that kinds of systems that care for the public. This is how it has to be. On the social level, on the political level. Norma, according to what you're saying, or from what you're saying, there's the impression that the United States and the rest of the world have to reinvent themselves, Dr. Leitman. Of course, they have to reinvent themselves toward these new problems that are coming. And also in Latin America, even though that in Latin America it's going to be easier because capitalism there isn't so explicit like in the United States, so they'll get along more quickly. Norma, there are many problems with the different economic problems, health systems, economic systems, many problems in this regard in Latin America. How can we overcome this situation? Unemployment in Latin America is one thing. Unemployment in the United States is something else. Still, in the United States, you have a better option of finding work. In Latin America, you have much less options. And accordingly, do you still think that there is a better way of going forward to South America? I think that in South America, they have more of a willingness to get along socially wise for everyone to have their basic needs, what to eat. Whereas in the United States, it's much harder. There, first of all, in every country in Latin America, you have one nation. The Colombians, in short, South Americans, everywhere, there's some one nation that feel each other, that are close to each other. Somehow, still it's much more homogeneous. And therefore, it's easier for them to arrange these things in a way that they won't starve to death. Division can go through, you can give everyone from the smallest to the greatest and turn the ladder upside down, which is built from above down to a state where it will be horizontal. That's what I think. Whereas in the United States, I don't know, we're approaching serious changes in the world, and in the upcoming years, we will start identifying changes that will have to happen, and then we will see what's going on. Obviously, were it possible to tell everyone what should the future be, how it is in nature, and how it's supposed to work between countries, in countries, then it would have been easier. But no one can work according to the plan of nature. But as always, through pressure, blows, different unpleasant events, everything will fall into place, but will fall into place forcefully. Norma, if so, is it possible to say that the United States, according to what you're saying, according to that what will happen in the near future, is that the United States will cease to be a model that attracted people from all around the world? Dr. Leitman, I see it happening it's already been going on for an entire year, that it's not really attracting people. It's no longer attractive for people. Those that are coming there, especially, I think maybe it's from different Arab countries that come there to settle down. But actually, in the near future, it will be very clear that there's nothing to look for there. To the contrary, we will start seeing how much people will start leaving that place for other countries. Maybe everyone back to their own country, the country they came back from in the past. But this flow into the United States, that's over. Norma, do you see this as a worldwide phenomenon? Phenomenon, not only something that has to do with the United States? Dr. Laitman, all those countries where you had the opportunity to make it big time, to succeed in business, things like that, all that's now over. And therefore, there's nothing to look for there. Nothing to look for, but to the contrary, where you can quietly make a living relatively quietly and in a relatively easy way, stay there. Norma, some positive message? Dr. Laitman, I see this as something very positive. I think that there's nothing bad about this. It simply calms people down. They will have to look for satisfaction in life, not in money, in the stock markets, in big business. That eventually, this is what they burn their life on. But the smaller things, family, education, culture, something that a person can fill himself with, and not that he's running in pursuit of those things that simply afterwards disappear, burn, and are gone. Norma, the previous system also brings some kind of new hope in order to reach this new American dream. Dr. Laitman, this is the new American dream, the new world dream, and people will be happier, calmer, and will all in all enjoy life more. Only there is a transitional phase throughout which we have to understand how is nature arranging this new life for us, and for us to try and immerse ourselves in this new nature, and everything's gonna be great. Norma, amen, Dr. Laitman, thank you.